right now, Nigeria is getting fired up. Recently, some children were abducted and their kidnappers in the northern part of Nigeria requested for 1 billion naira ransom. That is how terrible, how bad it is. In fact, some of these terrorist bandits, they have come up with a different idea. The crowdfunding idea. That's the new package now. Crowdfunding, where you will be requested, you will be pressured, you will be forced to seek for money for ransom from the citizens. Now, there is a name that Nigerians have asked themselves, and they are asking the federal government why this individual is still being allowed to move around freely and to open his mouth wide like a sepulcher, like a grave, like the toilet. I'm talking about Sheik Gumi. Sheik Gumi, born 1st of October 1960. He used to be in the Nigerian army. He rose to the position of captain. He was a medical doctor. Now, Sheik Gumi has taken up positions in Islam, where he is domiciled. He is the Muftasar and also Mufti, where he is. Now, there is another man called Tukur. Now, this man, according to the federal government, is a terrorist financier. He was the go-between back then when the bomb blast blew the train that transverses from Abuja down to Kaduna. It was a go-between. In fact, it is even said that about $200,000 got to him, and he was supposed to use this to do whatever he needed to do to free the people that were abducted. Do not forget that he will also have his own share. This is what these guys do. So, Tukur Mamu, that is his name, is part of those that the federal government released 2 days ago to be sponsors of terrorism. He is a Kaduna-based publisher. Mamu is the publisher of Desert Herald newspaper. That means he's educated to a certain extent. Tukur Mamu, among others, a lot of names were listed, and 6 BDS also, West and East Africa General Trading Company Limited, Certain Bureau de Change Limited, G-Side General Enterprises, Desert Exchange Ventures Limited, Eagle Square General Trading Company Limited, Alpha Exchange BDS. All of these are sponsors. All of these are go-between. They are more or less like the finance of these terrorists. They get payments from in and outside of Nigeria. When I say outside of Nigeria, you should know that there are certain individuals out there, certain groups out there in majority of these Arab countries that sponsor continuous terrorism, all in the name of Allah. There are people who are also made to donate money to this same cause. Now, with this name or names, do you know that immediately these names were released? Sheik Gumi, I know you must have heard about him. He was so popular back then when, during the height of this terrorist act in Nigeria. He has always been speaking on behalf of terrorists, and he would not keep his mouth shut about them. In fact, there was a time he fooled the federal government into giving him some money. He took that and he took it down to these terrorists, saying that he's making friends with them. And I'm kind of wondering, how does this make sense? We are talking about people who will demand $200 million who would demand $200,000 and all of that. How then do you think? In fact, it got to a point, he said no, that the federal government didn't give them enough. That why are you giving them stipends? That you should give them a lot of money, that these guys need billions of naira for them to stop their terrorist act. This is a medical doctor. Of course, we know how majority of them get their degree anyway in the northern part of Nigeria, whilst you are required to score 300 to get into medical school. They just need like 120 to get into the medical school there. Now, that does not mean that some of them are not intelligent, but you know, this affirmative action, like a sort of waiver, giving them some extra, mileage for them to meet up. That's the word, for them to meet up with those that have taken their time to establish themselves. So now, back to Gumi. Gumi said that the federal government or security agents in Nigeria have no right to label Tukur or any other person a terrorist financier. These are his words. He said they have no right whatsoever to label them, and that these are his associates, that they have no right to label him. And the federal government is still quiet on this one. If Gumi is arrested and grilled properly, Gumi will definitely open his mouth to tell us how these individuals, BDCS financing group of wickedness, operate. He said Tukur Mamu should not be arrested. Now, Tukur Mamu tried to escape out of Nigeria sometimes 2022, and he was finally gotten in Egypt. He moved from Nigeria down to Saudi Arabia. He wanted to just meander his way out. He was finally arrested, and Mr. Gumi said, this is wrong. You should not arrest him. He has done nothing. Now, when you begin to see the likes of Gumi moving around freely, probably because he had been in the Nigerian army, or he's just so connected. I do not understand if the federal government is really afraid. I'm talking of the government of Tinubu. If the government of Tinubu is afraid of getting this man arrested, locked down, Gumi has a lot to say. Now, when Gumi was challenged about this, he said, do not think that security agents do not know the hideout of these people. In fact, the day I went to the hideout of these terrorist bandits and kidnappers, security agents, your security agents escorted me down there. They escorted me down there. So they know if they want to arrest them, if they want to, they know what to do. So don't put this on me. Now, the question is this: why is the government handling this with kid gloves?
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.